Hello everyone, I am Rajeshwari Singh, PGD Chemistry from KV Podi, and today I am going to explain a very important lesson, that is biomolecule of chemistry. It is simple yet an important topic. So let us start this topic, and first of all we will discuss about carbohydrates. As we know that biomolecules, a living organism is composed of non-living atoms, molecules and substances, and non-living systems are made up of many complex biomolecules, very larger biomolecules like carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acid, lipids, vitamins, minerals, etc. Now, actually, these biomolecules interact with each other and make the molecular logic of life processes. So, due to these biomolecules, uh, life of any living organisms due to metabolic activities becomes easier. Now, there are also some simple molecules like vitamins and minerals which play an important role in function of organisms. Now, let us start with carbohydrate, which is an important class of biomolecules. Carbohydrates are primarily produced by plants, and they are naturally occurring organic compounds. Some common carbohydrates are like cane sugar, glucose, starch, etc., which we are using our day-to-day life. And all these carbohydrates have general formula CXH2OY, and these carbohydrates are actually hydrates of carbon. So, actually, carbohydrates have carbon and water molecules, so that's why they are known as hydrates of carbon. These carbohydrates are optically active polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones, or the compounds which produce such units on hydrolysis. It means on hydrolysis of carbohydrates, uh, they produce aldehydes or ketones. So basically, carbohydrates are produced by plants. They are naturally occurring organic compounds. Now, let us discuss about the broad classification of carbohydrates. They can be classified into three categories: monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. Monosaccharides, as the name itself explains, a carbohydrate which cannot be hydrolyzed, which cannot be further hydrolyzed to give simpler compounds. So, we cannot hydrolyze carbohydrates into simpler compounds. For example, glucose, fructose, ribose, they are monosaccharides. Second category of carbohydrates is oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides are those carbohydrates which give two or more than two monosaccharides on hydrolysis. So, if carbohydrates on hydrolysis gives two saccharides, then it is known as disaccharides. If on hydrolysis oligosaccharide gives three saccharides, then three simpler compounds, then it is known as trisaccharides, etc. For example, example of disaccharide is sucrose and maltose. So, sucrose on hydrolysis gives two monosaccharides. Maltose also gives two monosaccharides on hydrolysis as well. Third category is polysaccharides. As we know, poly means many. So, polysaccharides give large number of monosaccharides on hydrolysis. Therefore, they are known as polysaccharide. These these carbohydrates are not sweet in taste, therefore they are also known as non-sugars. And the common example of polysaccharides are starch and cellulose. The first class of carbohydrates is monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are further classified on the basis of number of carbon atoms and functional group present in them. If monosaccharide has an aldehyde group, then it is known as aldose, and if it contains keto group, then it is known as ketose. On the basis of number of carbon atoms, aldehyde and aldose and ketose can be aldotriose if number of carbon atom is 3, aldotetrose if number of carbon atom is 4, etc. Now the very important topic, that is structure of glucose. First of all, we will discuss about the open chain structure of glucose. It is aldohexose. It means it has aldehyde functional group with molecular formula C6H12O6, and there are several evidences to give the structure of glucose. The number one is on heating with hydrogen iodide, glucose gives normal hexane, which suggests that 6 carbon are linked in straight chain. When glucose reacts with hydroxylamine, it gives oxime, which actually confirms the presence of carbonyl group in glucose. Next, glucose reacts with HCN to give cyanohydrin, which confirms the presence of carbonyl group in glucose. Next reaction or next evidence, when glucose reacts with mild oxidizing agent like bromine water, it oxidizes to gluconic acid, which indicates that carbonyl group is actually aldehyde. Next evidence is acetylation of glucose with acetic anhydride. It gives glucose pentaacetate, which confirms the presence of 5 hydroxyl groups which are present in glucose. Further evidence, on oxidation with nitric acid, glucose as well as gluconic acid give dicarboxylic acid, indicating the presence of primary alcoholic group in glucose. Now in open chain structure, Fisher projection formula is given, Fisher projection formula of monosaccharide. So here Fisher projection formula of glucose, galactose and fructose are given, in which there are 6 carbon atoms are linked in straight chain, and aldehyde group is attached to them, and glucose can be D-glucose, L-glucose, depending on position of hydrogen and hydroxyl group attached to the second carbon atom. Next, that is cyclic structure of glucose. Now actually there are several tests which are not given by or cannot be proved by open chain structure, and these are open chain structure of glucose does not give shift test, sodium bisulfite test, 2,4-DNP test for aldehyde group, despite it has aldehyde group, but these tests are not given by glucose. Glucose pentaacetate does not react with hydroxyl amine, indicating the absence of free aldehyde group. Glucose exists in 2 different crystalline forms, and these are named as alpha form and beta form, and these 2 structures are entirely different from each other, and these could not be explained by open structure of glucose. Now cyclic structure of glucose, it resembles with pyran, therefore the structure of glucose is known as glucopyranose structure, which is cyclic structure of glucose. Structure of fructose, it is another monosaccharide. Molecular formula is similar as that of glucose, C6H12O6. It has 6 carbon atoms in straight chain containing ketonic functional group at carbon number 2, second carbon. While in case of glucose, aldehyde group is attached to the carbon chain. Now fructose belongs to D series and it is levorotatory. It also exists in 2 cyclic forms which is similar to the furan. Therefore, cyclic structure of fructose is known as furanose. Now moving to the disaccharides, as we know that disaccharides on hydrolysis gives 2 monosaccharides. So actually in disaccharides 2 monosaccharides are joined together by an oxide linkage formed by the loss of water molecule, and this linkage is called glycosidic linkage. Now there are several examples of disaccharides. The first one is maltose. Maltose on hydrolysis gives 2 molecules of alpha D glucose. So maltose is composed of 2 molecules of alpha D glucose, and in maltose C1C4 linkage is found. It means C1 carbon is attached of alpha D glucose to the C4 carbon of another alpha D glucose by glycosidic linkage, and it is reducing sugar. Another disaccharide is lactose. It is also known as milk sugar, which is found in milk, and lactose is composed of beta D galactose and beta D glucose. It means on hydrolysis lactose gives beta D galactose and beta D glucose. In beta D galactose and beta D glucose there is C1C4 linkage. Third disaccharide is sucrose, and it is composed of 2 monosaccharides alpha D glucose and beta D fructose. On hydrolysis sucrose gives 2 molecules, one of alpha D glucose and another one is beta D fructose. There is C1C2 linkage in sucrose and it is non-reducing sugar. Third category of carbohydrates is polysaccharides. These carbohydrates has a large number of monosaccharides, and these different monosaccharides are joined together by glycosidic linkage. Example is starch. As we know, it is found in plants, and starch is polymer of alpha glucose, means many molecules of alpha glucose combined together by glycosidic linkage, and starch consists of amylose and amylopectin. Amylose and amylopectin has different structure, but the monomer is alpha glucose. Now structure of amylose, it is consist of alpha D glucose, C1C4 linkage is found, it is unbranched and water soluble. 15 to 20% starch is composed of amylose. Another part of starch is amylopectin. Amylopectin is actually branched polymer and it is also composed of alpha D glucose, but it is insoluble in water. There are 2 kinds of linkage found in amylopectin. One is C1C4 and another one is C1C6 linkage. Another example of polysaccharide is cellulose. As we know very well, it is found in plants and it is the constituent of cell wall of plant cell. It is composed of beta D glucose and C1C4 linkage is found in cellulose. So these are different kind of carbohydrates which we have discussed, monosaccharides, disaccharides and polysaccharides. Now another category of carbohydrate is glycogen. This carbohydrate is stored in animal body as glycogen, therefore it is also known as animal starch because its structure is similar to amylopectin of starch. Glycogen is present in liver, muscles and brain of animal body. So that's all about the carbohydrates, which is very important part of uh, plants as well as animals.